So because I'm feeling super generous today, if you do not have a pair of scissors, you need to go get one out of the drawer in the back. If you have a pair of scissors, then you obviously don't put it over. This is not required you to walk. This requires you to move quickly. Please make sure that your homework says no, son, keep it together. Make sure that your homework does have your name on it so that when you use your name today, I'm not trying to guess by your coloring abilities, which would not happen.
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna need, wait for it. Yeah, once I get through this, you can. So this is the first activity that you guys are going to be doing today. This is kind of a combination of all the graphs that we have covered. So if you look at the second page of your 2 pages, so everyone look at the second page. What kind of graphs do you notice? Raise your hand. So what kind of graphs do you notice on your second page? Ace, what is one?
A dot plot.
Okay, so you have a dot plot. All right, that was one of like the very first things that we covered. All right, what else do you guys notice? Box plot. All right, what else do we notice, Jackson?
Table chart.
The table chart.
Wait, isn't that what it's called?
No, we just talked about this yesterday. You don't know?
Dot plot.
No, look at your
Wait, no, that's the right. Oh,
Your first, save us, please.
Me? Frequency table? He saved himself.
Frequency table. And then what is the last graph you see on there? Ethan?
Histogram.
Histogram. So we've talked about these 4 different types. So there is no reason that you should struggle with this. Now, the directions say, cut out the following boxes, determine the box plot, frequency table. See, if you would have just read the directions, you would have known what it was. But histogram and box plot for each question. So if you look at your page that has your name, date, and period on it, so this page, you have a problem. So problem number 1, this is your data. That data you're going to use to determine which dot plot, frequency table, histogram, and box plot all go with that problem. Does that make sense? So do not cut these out and then glue them A, B, C, D. That is going to be wrong and you will get it wrong. This is a quiz grade. All right? So like it's not just glue anything down and keep it moving. You do not need to use colors on this at all. Okay? But I promise you it does not go in order. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Nope. Does not go in order. All right, that is the first thing. When you are done with this, you are turning it into me, throwing your trash away, putting your scissors away. Why is that door still open? Olivia, will you shut the door, please? Then you are going to start working on your graphing and data task cards. This is what I was talking about when I said you are going to have a lot of work. So, everyone push your papers away that you're staring at right now. Don't put them away, just put them so you're not distracted. I don't even know why you got scissors in your hand yet, son. So, when you go into Canvas today, you are going to your modules. You are going to Tuesday. Not right now. This is your second part of today. You're going to go into, let me publish it now before I forget. You're going to go into Tuesday, March 21st. And this is your graphic data task card homework. Now, you're starting in class, hopefully. You are doing this work in your notebook. You're not doing this work on here and turning in anything. I'm looking at your notebook come Thursday. Now, you have a graph and 4 questions. So for question, graph, data card, whatever you want to call it, number 1, you have 4 questions that go with number 1. Not necessarily saying that these questions are super hard, but you have more than 1 question for number 1. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right, so as you go through, 4 questions, 4 questions, 4 questions. So if we slide all the way to the very bottom, yes, you're right. There are 32, not times 4 because they do change a little bit. There are 32 cards. I think there's like 24, 26 that have 4 questions. Do the math. Yes, you have a lot of work to do today. You're welcome for all of your wonderful behavior. This is your reward. Proves to me that I don't have to give you something like this when I'm not here. Because God forbid if I gave this to you, y'all would be like, I'm doing none of that. So we're going to find out just what you will do today. These last couple of cards, it's giving you a description of, so 29 says make a graph that could represent this data. 20 or 30, make a graph that represents the data.
So we just any graph.
31, same thing, and 32. So those last 4 cards, you're making graphs. I don't care which graph you use, whatever works best for that. Whether it's a dot plot, whether it's a histogram, whether it's a box plot, is really up to you guys. Okay? So yes, you have a decent amount of work to do today. Okay? Questions? Yes?
Do we have to choose a different graph for every question?
I don't, whatever works best for you.
Okay.
So it might be a different graph for everyone for you, but for Jason, he might use the same graph for all of them. It really just depends. Okay? Any other questions? This is due on Thursday. Yes, you have a day in between because obviously we don't have school tomorrow. You're not turning anything in on Canvas. You're not submitting anything on Canvas, so don't be like, hey, Miss Kenny, I don't know where to turn this in. I'm going to tell you delete because I'm not going to answer you. I'm legit going to delete your emails just like I do to Cooper all the time. He asks me these crazy questions and I don't even respond. I just hit delete. I don't even read them. Sorry. I see Cooper L and I'm like, oh God bless. What am I getting at? There really is, like, there should be no conversation today. You should be working diligently. I don't care if you work around the room, but if I hear one voice other than if someone is asking me a question about a question that they're working on, everyone's going back to their seats, and I will take this for a grade as well. So it is at this point, like, we're moving into 7th grade material on the 29th, like all 7th grade. We are done with the 6th grade curriculum. For the next couple days, all we're doing is reviewing different stuff from unit 8, and then we take our test. All right, any questions with what you're doing today? All right, go ahead and get started.